Good evening, everyone. Here I am Viraj Nandyavutekar once again coming with a fifth topic of an artificial intelligence. So let us understand what exact the proposition logic is. So basically, from previous topic we have understand how the AI system works. That means the human best fit for the word intelligence. But when that intelligence has been given to the system in the form of an instruction, that system becomes an AI, artificial intelligence. So basically the work of an AI system is to solve the complex problem. So when how the complex problems can be solved when the AI system will use its own logic. Now how AI system will use this logic when there is a proper set of instructions. So this logic part is a can be defined with a certainly with this proposition logic. So in this, what exact the proposition defines is, proposition is logic is a language which can be either true or false but cannot be the both at the same time. So this proposition logic will give will give the response onto the statement in the form of true or false. Other than this, it will not give any output. That means, if suppose if I ask the AI system that or if I give a statement to the AI system that today is Monday, so AI system will just respond true. If I give the AI system as a statement today is Wednesday or Friday, AI system will give response false. So this is the proposition logic. So it deals with various symbols. Now the symbols can be defined as a statement. Like if I give the statement to the AI systems that today is Monday, so that entire statements can be considered as a P statement or A statement or B statement. And other statements can also be defined which AI system will use its logic and give the response accordingly. So now to define this AI system can be of two type. So before defining the two types of an AI system, I would like to define more thing of a proposition logic is when the AI when the while defining while giving the output that is true or false, the true output can also be or can give another word can be defined for the true, also can be tautology, and also for the other words for the false can be defined, or we can refer to that word false is contradictions. So one more thing about the proposition logic about the proposition logic I want to share is that it only gives the response that is true or false on the statements. That means if I give any question like statements that uh, how much will it rain, if I give this statement or ask the question to the AI system, it will not define, because this proposition logic only deals with a statement that is true or false. That it will refer to the statements. If I ask 2 plus 3 equals to 5, so it will give the response true. It will not take an input in the form of question only, questions. It will not take any type of questions in input. It will take only input in the form of a statements, cause on the basis of the statements it will conclude that whether it is a true or false. So this is what exactly the proposition logic is. So proposition logic can be of two type. First is atomic, and second is component proposition, or compound proposition. So in this atomic proposition, what exact is a simple statement. That means, as I defined already, 2 plus 3 equals to 5, it's a true. Or 2 plus 3 equals to 6, it's a false. So that comes under the compound statement. That is a simple statement which can be uh, defined whether it is true or false. Or if I give another example, like today is Monday, true. Today is it's heavily raining, again true. So this is comes under the atomic, when the simple statements which can be defined as a true or false, that can be come under the atomic proposition. And second, what I defined is compound proposition. Now this compound proposition relate these statements. Now how we can relate these statements, like suppose if I give example, today is Monday and today is it is heavily raining. So this and operator, that means in these compound propositions there is relation between the two statements with a symbol in between, that is operator. So this is can be defined under this compound proposition. So proposition logic deals with the statements, objects, its relation, and logical operator between them. So this is what proposition logic deals with. So it also consists of a truth. You have might understood the truth table. T and T equals to T, T or F equals to F, F or T equals to F, F or F or something operator like contradiction. I am not accurate. If I'm sorry if I'm giving any this truth table wrong in output or results, because I have little it let that time had happened for that particular truth table. But I have given example like that kind of logic it uses this in the proposition logic. So this is done when it meets the following conditions. So this proposition logic, natural deduction, and axiomatic logic theorem, proof development is using tabulae and result. It's same what I have defined. It's same that it uses the logic programming, generate recursive concept, tabulae and result, predicates logic, proof development using semantics and resolution. So it's the same what I have already defined. You just don't have to, you can write this, take this note in the all the conditions. But what I have said in the give the definition, that is only the meaning of the proposition logic. Now this if we move forward, what is an equivalence law? Equivalence law is one of the feature of a proposition logic. That means I have defined the truth table. Now in this truth table there can be the multiple columns. If in that columns, if any two columns matches, then it is logically equivalent. That means that entire table with the columns that are matching, that means that entire table is an logically equivalent. So this only defines that the two propositions are said to be logically equivalent if and only if the columns in the truth table are identical to each other. So the properties, there are the properties of an equivalence law. The following are the properties: association, commutation, distribution, De Morgan's contradiction, double negation, excluded middles, idempotence. So these are the one of the important properties we have to understand under this equivalence law. So there are the certain denoted symbols under this each and every law. I will show you that 1 minute. So what exact was the first law? Association law. First association. Association. What exact association is denote? You know symbol. It association denotes P or Q or R. Now here for this first bracket it will change to P or Q or R. It will come over here. So this is defined in the association. Now there is if one more, now you can see here again an opposite or operator was there, and here an operator. So you can understand there is a playing within statements and including with that operators. It gives an how it gives an response and output that can be the true or false. So this is how it works with the various laws like equivalence law. It's a part of, it is a part of a proposition. So in the proposition we saw that it only include the simple statements. Now we can relate that simple statements with these operators in between, and we get an output from that. So this is how the it works through the proposition logic. And in that proposition logic, this is the equivalence law we are doing. Now first in association law, in this symbol can be denoted as P and Q and R equals to, no sorry, this is not P and Q. Oh, I'll drop over here. What I had done, second point, P and Q and R. Here what it was a bracket, so it can be denoted as P and Q and R. So here one bracket. So this was the first association rule or the property of an association law. Now second comes commutation. commutation. So in this commutation, the symbol denoted in this is P and Q equals to Q and P. Simple reversed. P or Q equals to Q or P. Sorry, P. Here it will come P. Simple reverse. So this is the property of commutation law. Now third, what does third law say? That is distribution law. Distribution law. Now third law says that P and Q or R, P and Q or R equals to P and Q, here it will come bracket, P and Q or P and R, or you can also say P or Q and R. It is AND symbol. What is P and Q or R? It can be denoted as P and Q or P and R. If you don't understand that bracket, you cannot if you do not put that bracket, it's also fine. You have to not worry that much about the bracket. And what was the first I defined? P or Q and R equals to P or Q and P or R. So this is what the distribution law denotes. Now what was the fourth? De Morgan's law. What does De Morgan's law say? De Morgan's law say negation of P and Q. Now now here understand it carefully. There is a negation sign. So how it will change to negation of P or negation of Q. Then if there is a negation of P or Q equals to negation of P and negation of Q. This is how the De Morgan's law denote. Then comes the contradiction. In this contradiction, negation of P and P equals to false. So this is a simple denotation of a contradiction. Now sixth law, double negation. What it say? Negation of P equals to P. Simple double negation. Now what does seventh law denote as? Seventh law is excluded middle. Negation of P and P, sorry, it was actually OR. Here I will put OR equals to true. And then eighth law was idempotence. P and P, it is denoted as P and P equals to P or P equals to P. So this was the properties of equivalence law. So this was a chapter from what we have learned today. Thank you.